What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your girl Haitian doll _𝘃𝑠ophia back at again with a YouTube video. 𝘃𝑝ase, 𝘝𝑚𝑜nìyè, all that. We are posting a long overdue video and I'm trying to just ring out these uploads like crazy because I haven't been on here in about 5 months. Yes, I said it, 5 months. But I'm trying to just get back into the swing of things. And that is going to start off with new intro that I did want to do for the new year. Anyways, new intro, new outro, just changing up my editing style and all that good stuff. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a hair dye for the second time, which by the time you see this, I would already have dyed my hair for a third time. But this is the second time I'm going to be dyeing my hair with two colors, which are the Loreal HiColor Copper and Magenta. So what you guys see me doing in this clip is squeezing out the dyes. Some parts of these videos may be sped up just for the purpose of it gets redundant. But this is what we're going to be doing in today's video. And we're going to have a little chit chat. So in this video currently, my hair is a couple months old from a dye process, giving a little bit of brownish, faded color. I already had my hair sectioned up and I am panning the camera down so you guys can see the dye. As you guys can see, I have on some shorts that I had for years. I love these shorts. You guys know me. I love boxers. I love shorts. So it's kind of giving you guys a little bit of outfit of the day. But when you're dyeing your hair, you want to wear an old t-shirt or a t-shirt that you don't care about. Shoot, you can even go buy a t-shirt that you know you're going to probably just throw away or wear around the house because the dye is going to get on it. Or you can get a cape from Sally's, maybe Walmart, and of course Amazon always has it to your discretion. Might be a little bit pricier, but you can always get it through Amazon Prime or later, depending on who's the seller. So with that being said, I am using a 30 volume developer by L'Oreal. I try to keep the developer and the dye the same. So basically what L'Oreal HiColor is a high volume bleach color. So basically you add developer to it to get it going to basically, you know, be that bleaching agent because it's still bleach, but it's just a lower form of bleach, but it's still high volume because of the color. If you get what I'm saying. I'm not a hairstylist or colorist, but from what I did for my research, that's what I compounded of. So this is the second time I am dyeing my hair, as I told you guys, but right now, currently, as I'm filming this voiceover, this is the third time I have dyed my hair on my own. Um, the third time wasn't as I expected, but honestly, I know why it didn't come out the way I thought it would. But honestly, the dye is not that bad. I would say the color payoff is pretty good. It's just that I didn't really get my roots how I wanted to do with the red. I kind of tried to go for a skunk stripe with a blonde piece and it wasn't enough dye. So I had that issue with my first dye process. My second dye process was pretty good. Even though I did have some splotchiness, it was pretty much better than the first dye process. So I did use a new brand with this new dye I have in my head, which is 𝘱𝕬𝕋, which you guys should see if my camera have got everything. So if anything, I will be probably posting like a mini thing of what I have used if anybody asks about the color on my Instagram Reels, Shorts, and TikTok. Because I like to keep record of what I used on my hair. And I wanted to try a new dye because this L'Oreal HiColor can get very expensive. It's pigmented, yes. Does it bleed as much? No. But it is pretty expensive. It's about on Amazon, I want to say $8 to $9 a pop for the full dye, and then for like the highlights one, about maybe $7 to $9 a pop, depending on the sellers. I try to find the one that's gonna come the earliest and the cheapest, and I try to basically get like a good midway point between those two. But I want to say at the time I purchased each one for about $7, $8 a pop, and that's a lot because I end up purchasing. I think what I did was the first time I purchased them, I purchased everything through Sally Beauty, and I purchased about 6 dyes and everything else I got off Amazon. I got the dye bowl kit and everything. The ear covers that you see me have in the video as well. I got that from Amazon. Everything came in the kit. It came with like some cheap little gloves, which can come in handy if you don't have gloves at your house. Got the developer from Amazon as well. And the developer was pretty inexpensive. Obviously, you can go to your local beauty supply store, but I wanted to purchase everything there because it was kind of something that I planned. And the second time was a plan. The third dye was kind of planned, but kind of not planned. So that's where I was at with that. The reason I like the Beijing dye is because you don't really have to add developer. In the directions, it doesn't say to add developer. If you are professional colors or you have experience coloring your hair, you could add developer, which could probably make it go a little bit lighter or make the color work a little bit faster. I didn't do it because that's not what's recommended, but if you know how to play with color and you know what you're doing, you could add developer, but I like that you don't have to do that. So it's basically you're spending less money by not adding that into the process, if you get what I'm saying. So as you guys can see that I am sectioning my hair. I'm making sure I'm trying to do as much small sections as possible. But what I will say is I should have went for even smaller sections, but like I told you guys, with this process, my second process was pretty good. I know the fourth time I do it, I'm going to be more educated on this Beijing hair dye, and I'm going to be more educated on how thick my hair is to be working with this dye. With the Beijing hair dye, I think I only purchased 4 boxes, and that is not enough. I probably needed about 7. But the Beijing hair dye, I think these dyes was about $6.99 a piece. But the thing about that, if you factor in not having to purchase the developer, it's like somewhat of a win-win. The blonde is very pigmented. It was very pigmented when I did it. The only thing I think I should have really did was I really got some clips. Like I was like semi prepared for the dye job that you guys are gonna see. And I want to talk about that in this video as well because I want to like implement like my do's and don'ts and like my mistakes, pros and cons of basically dyeing your hair in general and what brands to look for, especially with natural hair. If you don't want to go the bleach route, you really got to do your research and you really got to know the do's and don'ts of ins and outs. And if so you're going to do like split dyes and stuff like that, you got to know. So for the fourth time I dye my hair, which is probably going to be in like 2 months or so, or a month and a half, I would recommend myself and other people if you're going for like a skunk stripe route or a split hair dye route or a money piece, or you want like 2 different or 3 different colors in your hair, I would recommend to make sure you have clips. And I'm talking about more than 2 clips. So you can clip away the sections that you're not working with, and then when you're washing your hair, have a shower cap and some clips. That way they don't mix, and then make sure you have enough dye, especially if your hair is thick, coily, curly, natural. You want to have enough dye. Because, especially if you don't want your hair to be as splotchy, because the splotchier it is, you're going to, when it grows out, it's going to look like it's growing out quicker than what it is. Because you have so much of your original hair color in your roots, if you understand what I'm saying. But it still came out pretty cute compared to my hair being what almost um my natural hair color, which is like a dark brown to a honey blonde, which was a cute color, but that's not what I was going for. I didn't want a honey blonde. My hair was literally growing out from the color from the roots, and as in a term of being faded, it was faded as well on the ends and the mids and everything. So when I do my fourth dye job for the fourth time in my life, I'm really gonna focus on having good sections, number one. Some people recommend for you to blow dry your hair when you're dyeing it, just because if your hair is curly, that's probably a better route. I wouldn't recommend you to do that because that's just making yourself go through heat damage and go through more work than what it is. You can do it when your hair is curly, or prior to doing it, what you can do is stretch your hair, non-heat stretch. You can do some plaits, you can do some twists. You can band your hair overnight. And the reason you're like, I know you're thinking like when you put the dye on, it's gonna shrink anyways. But prior to doing it, so you can have kind of like a clean application and you can really get into your roots and all them sections, it'll be good if you kind of have a stretch going. My hair was kind of stretched in this, but it wasn't necessarily stretched when when you don't put product in your hair just kind of like dries like an afro per se, like it has no products in it, but it's not your true curl pattern. That's kind of what was going on here. And then I just basically combed it out, detangled my hair, brushed it or whatever. So that's why I feel like this application was better. Fourth, yeah, third. I don't know why I'm saying fourth. My third application with the Beijing one, I feel like my hair was not as stretched, so it kind of accounts to why I got some splotchiness, kind of like not everywhere, but in some weird spots that I didn't expect the splotchiness. So I feel like you gotta have some type of stretch, not just a lazy stretch. Like I'm gonna say, like try to stretch your hair the night before so it can at least marinate for over a couple hours, so that way you can get some stretch and you could be able to see them roots, apply to the roots, because you're gonna do the roots last. That's what you're supposed to do if you're doing a proper application. Now, if you're just dyeing or bleaching your roots, obviously you're just doing your roots. But if you're doing your whole head, you want to do the roots last. You want to do them roots last and let it sit. What you're really supposed to do, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're doing a dye process, I think with two colors, you would do the color on the bottom, let that sit for however that needs so long to sit and process. Wash that out, let that hair be. Get some clips and basically clip off where you're gonna do it. So if you're doing the roots last, what you're supposed to do, you will take the clips, try to like clip it down to your head and make it secure, and then do it so that way you can do that. And you get what I'm saying? I think that was the route that I should have went with this, even though it was a skunk stripe type of ordeal. I should have did that for the front area of the skunk stripe, but it came out okay. But now that I'm rethinking the technique and the process and what I did, now I'm understanding like, yeah, you did need those clips. You did need a little bit more stretch than you thought you did, because it would have just been better. But in addition to that, I'm thinking about doing a split dye on the fourth one. But with this split dye, I might do a slight color change. And another thing about me is I do like for my hair to grow out a little bit. So I do get a little bit of color variation because I like to, you know, use as much, get as much wear out of the product as I can. So if I could get multiple colors out of a product, some people like to rush and dye their hair. But if you know you're going to be switching up your color a little bit, like it's in the same color wheel, same color family, but it's going to be a little bit of deviation from color, you don't mind to let it grow out a little bit. Even though your roots are going to be looking like real overgrown out, it's okay. And especially that I wear my natural hair most of the time, it's not that bad. Now, when you wearing protective styles like with weaving stuff, doing box braids, Marley twists, all that good stuff, it's a pro and a con to that. So, for example, with box braids, okay, let's say my hair is red. It's hard to find certain reds with having red hair. So, you try to color match it. As your hair grows out, it's gonna kind of look crazy depending on how much hair has grown out over time, especially doing a color match. I put box braids in my hair and I got a red and I was like, oh, that red looks good, and it didn't. So I really need to be keen on tucking when I'm doing box braids because it can get crazy real quick. But there is pros and cons to doing styles like that when you have your hair being dyed. But you can finesse it. You really could finesse it. That's another thing that I was like shying away from dyeing my hair from, because yes, I like the color my natural hair is, but let's say I want some box braids that I want to be blue. it's gonna be kind of hard to hide it if I'm not a good tucker, or if my roots are, I want blue braids, but my freaking whole hair is bright red. It's gonna be hard to finesse that. So that's something that I kind of like thought about when I wanted to dye my hair, but I was like, I still want to do it. I still want to do it, and I'm gonna go for it. That's literally how I thought about it. But we're here now. I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to my natural hair color, honestly speaking, cause I'm just in so deep with color, and I never really liked my natural hair color. I know that sounds very like, I don't want to say it sounds like self hate, but I know that sounds very like, how can I put it? It sounds weird and per se like, damn, you hated your natural hair color. I just like bright colors. I feel like people would, women of color or people of color look better with not bright colors per se, but like they look better with colored hair. Not to say that when you have jet black hair or, darker hair color, it's not cute or you look ugly, but I just feel like it's something just different about seeing people with brown skin tones, dark skin tones, people of color with colored hair. It's just something different for me, and especially on myself. I don't like dark hair on me, so the moment that I had got a taste of colored hair, it was like, yeah, I'm not going back. I went through the lightest of colors, the most subtle, like your normal, okay, the honey blonde that every black girl does, or every woman of color does. Nice little something something with highlights. To 613 for prom, to bright red for college, to gray and blue for college, to purple, dark purple for one of my birthdays, to orange and blonde for one of my birthdays. Like, I've done almost every color under the sun. And don't get me wrong, there are some colors that I am scared to try. Like, I'm not gonna like everything. Come on now. And the reason why I am kind of scared of those colors is because they're like different. Like, they're like something that if I see on me, I think I won't look good with them. And sometimes there are some colors that like you can look good with them with a little bit of finesse, but sometimes it does wash you out, but you still look good because you just pretty, or you just, you're a good looking person. But sometimes it could get crazy real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like pink. I'm talking about like neon pink. I feel like with a dark pink, it'll look cute. Like a hot pink, okay. But I'm talking about like neon, light pink. I feel like I would look crazy. But a dark pink, I feel like would look cute on me because I look good with a red. And it's like I could do a dark red, I could do a bright red, and I look good. I could do a burgundy, and I look good. I could do a light burgundy, or I could do a dark burgundy, and I look good. Green. Teal green would look good. Hunter green would look good on me. Neon green, I don't think so. Maybe not straight up, but I'm saying I'm naming colors that would look good straight up on me. Like hot pink, good. Hunter green, teal green would look good. Yellow. Yellow is one of those colors that's like, I don't think, unless you're like, who would yellow look good on? Like, I'm talking about straight up yellow. I don't know. I don't know what skin tone I would say that I look on. I'm talking about straight up yellow, like not even school bus yellow, like neon yellow. I mean, school bus yellow probably, but no. For me, I don't think I would never do yellow hair. I don't think it would look good. Orange, straight up, a light orange, no. I wouldn't do a straight up light orange on myself. It would have to be like kind of like a burnt orange. I don't know if you guys ever seen burnt orange, but kind of have like some darkness to it. Like, I'm just naming colors, like, if I can give you guys an idea. And honestly, throughout my lifetime, I do want to experiment with colors outside of red and orange family. because I like color, but there's some colors that you just shy away from. You're like, no, I don't want to do that color. Gray. Now, gray can look good. Obviously, sometimes when you get older, your hair turns grayish, whitish, blase, blase. That's not really a choice. That's just something that happens to your hair. But I'm talking about there's people that will dye their hair gray, silver, and they can just kill it. On me, I think it would look horrible. I probably would need a little root to like, make it look good. But there's some people who can kill that. Now, with my 613 that I did for prom, it was a little too yellow. But because I had on a full face of makeup, it kind of balanced it out. But that was a little bit too yellow for my skin tone. I definitely need to balance it out. Granted, I was like freaking 2 shades darker during the time because it was summer. It was like May, almost going into June when I went to prom back in 2019. So I was like 2 shades darker. Honestly, I look dark skinned, which is nothing wrong with that. I don't want people to mistake for what I'm saying, but I went from being brown skin to dark skin. Literally. When I was looking back at my picture, I'm like, whoa, I look very dark. Like I think that's the darkest I ever seen myself, which is nothing wrong with that. But because how dark I look, that yellow undertone in the 613 did not look good. So I definitely needed a little bit more toning. Shoot, I couldn't even put a different blonde on top of it or did like another little brown blonde to it, kind of created some highlights for prom. But it was like something I wanted to do really quick. And overall, the style was pretty good. I do not have that wig anymore. I did dye it before to a ginger. It was like Tiana Taylor, scissor inspired, which I have a video on my channel. It's pretty old, back when I was in college. Editing skills was not there. But if you guys want to see it, I will leave it in the iCard for you guys. But I do not have that wig anymore. That wig right now, if I still had it, would have been about 5 years old. And I don't have it because I just did a lot to that wig. Honestly, it would have lasted, but I just did a whole bunch of crap to that wig. Honestly, it was like one of my first not one of my first wigs, but one of my first wigs that I was like, I want to experiment. It's 613, like 613 you could do a lot with. I had a plain blaze of a wig to work on. So I was like, I'm gonna fuck this wig up. That's literally what I said in my head. I was like, I want to mess this wig up as much as I can because why not? Like, I'm only gonna have one chance to mess this wig up. This is not my real hair, so who cares? That's literally what I told myself. So I dyed it ginger, and I heat styled it with a flat iron, curling iron, crimp iron. I did a wet look on it. I did a whole bunch of things to that wig, and the lace was just messing up, and it was just getting crunchy. I would put hairspray on it. I did not care what I did to that wig, and it was a bob wig too. So like it started getting stiff, and it was good quality hair. Mind you, this hair was from AliExpress. You get hit or miss with AliExpress. More hits, but you do get some misses with AliExpress hair, whether it be bundles, clip-ins, full lace wig, shoot synthetic wigs. You know, synthetic wigs don't get a lot of wear. But if you're a person that take care of your human hair wigs and your wigs in general, you can make a synthetic last. So that wig, it was just like, I don't know. I just wanted to mess that wig up. It was a bob wig, so I didn't really care. I didn't spend that much on it, but I could have been more responsible with the wig. Come on now. But I don't really wear wigs as much as I did back when I was in college because when I was in college, I didn't want to wear my natural hair. Everything was about wigs with me in college. I started wearing my natural hair in college because I got tired of wearing the wigs because I was going to school in Miami and it was hot. And I was like, I need something different. At the time, I wanted to dye my hair, but I was scared. So that's when wigs came into the play for me. But I was getting hot. I was getting tired of wearing the wigs. It was just too much for me. So I just resorted to wearing my natural hair. Even though it wasn't the color that I wanted it to be. It was fine. Do I wish I would have dyed my natural hair sooner? Yes, but everything works out for a reason. But yeah, in college, I want to say I did some damage to my natural hair too, but I was in the transitioning stage too. So my hair wasn't fully natural yet. So any damage that I did, it was like I don't want to say it was justifiable, like it was acceptable, like it was okay that I did the damage, but I'd rather had damaged my transition hair than damage my fully grown natural hair, if you get what I'm saying. So I still have pretty much all my wigs that I have purchased throughout my life, with the exception of probably like 4 or 5 of them, maybe less, literally sitting in a closet. I take care of my wigs, but let me be honest with you guys. When is the last time that you guys see me with a wig? The last time y'all seen me with a wig was for my 21st birthday, and that was a unit that I purchased from AliExpress. It was purple and orange. Now that was an adventurous color for me. The roots were the roots orange? No, the roots were purple and the rest was orange. Now, with that wig, the dye job wasn't the best dye job, but it was decent. Could I have gone in and did a little root touch up to it? Yes. Did I do that? No. Because you know why? I was looking for something that was quick and easy, nice lace, decent to nice lace, decent to nice color, nice and pigmented, and a decent length. I was looking for something that really affordable but cute. And you know when you're looking for one of those, you don't try to do much maintenance to it. Maybe later on down the line you might put in some maintenance to it. You might put some elbow grease into it, and you might do the most. But when you originally purchasing this wig, you don't be trying to do the most with it. And that wig was pretty inexpensive. Was it a little bit pricier for a bob wig? Yes, but you got to keep in mind that it was colored. Um, in terms of shedding, it did shed a little bit, but I still do like that wig, but it's not an everyday wig. And that's another thing with me. There's certain colors that I'm like, that's an everyday color for me, and there's certain colors that are not. And that's why when I dye my hair, I think about like, am I gonna want this color in my hair every day? Am I gonna want these colors in my hair every day? Purple and orange every day is like, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to like wear stuff with it, because if you can look crazy real quick. Like you can look good with the color, but when you wearing certain clothes with it, it's gonna clash. So it's like you gotta kind of like pick and choose like a balance between these things. So it's like sometimes some of these wigs are just like a one-time thing, couple time things, and then some of these wigs are like, okay, they colored. It's a bright color, but it's something that I could wear every day. Like it's not something that I would shy away from. I could finesse, and then you know what I'm saying. Some people that are influencers, they have wigs like this that they can go through and do that. I am honestly thinking about selling the majority of my wigs because I don't wear them, and if I do get back into wearing wigs, I want to wear wigs that look like my natural hair, in terms of texture. I'm not so really worried about color, but obviously I'm not trying to look for too much of crazy colors because I want it to be like something I have to wear every day. But I want something that looks like my natural hair texture. I'm tired of wearing wigs that's like freaking bone straight. Like there's nothing wrong with having bone straight hair, but like I just don't want that look anymore. Like I know that when I was in college, that's like where I kept going for. I barely had a wig that had texture. I had one textured wig, and it was black, and I ended up coloring it to like have some honey blonde highlights, and that was the most I did to it. But I had literally one textured wig, actually two, and I had a purple one. But for my go-to wig when I was in college, I had one textured wig that everybody thought that was my real hair because of how natural the lace looked, and honestly, it was just like the hair looked good, honestly, and the length, it was like what, 16, 18 inch. It looked really natural. With curly hair, if you moisturize it right, you take care of the lace. All my wigs were blues. You can make it look good. But I'm just tired of walking around with hair that don't look like my hair. So If I get back into wearing wigs, I'm not going for that bone straight, bust down, middle part look. Like, I'm going for wigs that look like my hair, like how my hair would look if it was a hobby, like in the three hair type 3 hair family. Because there's nothing wrong with having a type 4 wig, but I know it's gonna be more maintenance, just like my hair is more maintenance. So I'll probably go for like a type 3, maybe like 4A, because I'm like a 4B, a little bit of 4A, but I'll probably go for like a 4A, 3C texture, maybe 3B, maybe purchase a little 4B wig, but I would, dye it to a certain color that I like. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be thought process into me purchasing these wigs now. It's not gonna be just like me purchasing straight up bone straight wigs. Like, I want texture. That's basically what I want now. I want body wave, I want loose wave, I want deep wave, I want kinky curly, I want Mongolian curly, I want kinky straight, I want texture. I don't want straight wigs. And the thing about purchasing wigs that's like a kinky straight, it looks like your hair, but it has, let's say, how can I say kinky straight? If I blow out my hair, but I don't fully blow it out, or my hair is like getting sweated out, that's what a kinky straight looks like. But if you blow dry or you straighten a kinky straight, it looks like kind of like a blowout to like a little bit of a silk press per se, or like a perm. So that's what I like about kinky straight wigs. It still mimics natural hair. And then if you do like clip-ins with it, or you do like a V part wig or a U part wig, it's finessable. So that's what I'm gonna just basically rebrand what it is that I had into wigs. Like, as you get older, you just have a different outlook on your natural hair. And that's another thing where I wanted to get into wearing my natural hair more and actually styling it and dyeing it, because me dyeing it made me want to wear my hair more and made me want to experiment. And I haven't been wearing weave for like months now. And that's crazy, because growing up, that's literally all I used to do. Box braids and all these different styles, which is nothing wrong with wearing weave. But I lost sight of what my natural hair is actually capable of, and what my natural hair can actually do. Just because I just always thought that my hair was just too much to maintain. At times, yes, it can get overwhelming and it feels like too much to maintain. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just wanna be like, damn, I miss perm. Or sometimes I'm like, damn, I wanna put some box braids in, or I wanna do this, or I wanna do that. But then I'm like, why would I do that? When, if there was no weed, be honest, if there was no weed in the world, we didn't know what the hell weed was. What were you gonna do? Wear our natural hair, right? So I don't want to feel like I gotta conform to society and be like, I gotta put weave in my hair, or I gotta have my hair slicked back 24/7, or I gotta have my hair with hecka gel in it so it could look like wet and it could look like a different hair texture that it's not. I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel like, hey, if I want to wear my natural hair and I want it to look messy, I can make it look messy. If I want to slick down my edges, I can slick down my edges. So I don't want to slick down my edges. I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing that I thought about when I started wearing my natural hair. I did it for myself. I didn't do it for society. If you want to wear your natural hair, you cannot do it for people. Because if you do it for people, you're not going to be in all the way. I understand it's going to be some days that you don't want to do your hair. Like, come on now. It's going to be some days that you don't feel like doing it. And there's going to be like some, every now and then you're going to want to protect your style. You're like, damn, I really want that style, but I don't want to use my natural hair for it. Or it doesn't look right without having that certain thing, or you need to have that, like faux locks. You can't really do faux locks with your natural hair, because keyword is faux locks. You can make a style that looks like faux locks, but if you're looking for that real faux lock look, you're gonna have to add some hair into it. So like, that was like my whole thought process of me being a person that wears their natural hair, doing the whole complete 360. And honestly, I was honestly tired of spending money on wigs and braiding hair. Like, the price that wigs and braiding hair are now are not the price that it was years ago. Everything's more expensive now. And it's just like, nobody has time for that. When I can literally just do my own goddamn hair and just be done with it. Yes, is it more maintenance? Yes, everything is more maintenance when you just doing your own hair. And then it's like, I was just tired. I wanted to challenge myself. I feel like I want to challenge myself. I want to see what can I actually do with the hair that God has given me. What can I actually do? Can I make it grow even more multitudes? Can I change the color on my own? Can I do this style? Can I make my hair look like I got locks, but I don't got locks? Can I make my hair look like this and it's not what it is? Can I create illusions with my natural hair that God has given me? I wanted to challenge myself. With me doing my own hair, that's basically what I wanted to do. And when I was factoring that in, I'm like, yes, there's always going to be weeds. Weeds is always going to be there. They're never going to stop producing weeds. They're never going to stop doing styles that you could do with weaves and wigs and all these good things that they created. But what about the hair that God has given you in your head? What can you do with that? Besides put it in a puff, put it in a ponytail, put it in a slick back. Can you give me some braids? Can you give me some twists? Can you give me an intricate ponytail? Can you slick your hair down? What can you do with the hair that God has given you? And that's what I thought about. I was like, you went all this time with wearing weaves. You know how to style box braids. You got into doing box braids. You got into doing Marley twists. You got into doing all these things. But what in the hell can you actually do with the hair that is on your head? If somebody came up to you today and like, you know how to style your natural hair, and I'm not talking about put it in a puff. I'm not talking about putting it in a ponytail. Shit, I'm not even talking about doing some regular twists and twists. Can you put your hair in some cornrows? Can you put your hair in some Fulani braids? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this intricate style with your own natural hair that God has given you? And I say no, it's like, damn. Imagine if I really want to be a stylist, or imagine if I really want to do people's hair. It's gonna look crazy if I can't do something on my natural hair, but I can do it with weaves. And being an actual stylist involves you knowing how to do that. It involves you knowing how to work with different hair types and knowing how to work with different hair conditions and all these things. So I just thought about it from that standpoint, especially me being an influencer. I thought about it from the standpoint of like, if I'm a hair influencer, yes, I could be a hair influencer that loves to wear wigs and stuff like that. But if they want to send me natural hair products, I need to know how to use these products. I need to know how my hair is going to react to these products. I can't just be on one side of this natural hair influencer fence or being a hair influencer fence. I need to know how to do everything. And yes, everything's going to be a learning process, but you got to be willing to submit to the learning process. You can't just be like, okay, well, I'm only going to wear wigs. And I'm only going to wear weaves. I'm not going to know what the hell to do with my hair when I take it out. I might have to put in a style and then have my hair out for 1 or 2 days and then go put in another style, which is not really good for your hair. You got to let your hair breathe sometimes. And that's another thing I didn't do coming up. I did not really let my hair breathe because I didn't want to wear my natural hair. My hair was always different from my siblings' hair. I had the thickest head of hair. I'm not going to say I had the longest, but I definitely had the thickest head of hair. And that made me even more tender-headed. So because I have the thickest head of hair compared to my siblings, it was like I never wanted to experience doing my own hair. But when I got into college is when I was like, yeah, we're gonna need to do something. I do regret that I didn't try to do like mini twists in my hair when I was in college. I was being lazy, guys. All I could think about is the amount of hair that I had on my head. And what made my hair seem even more thicker than it was now from back then. Well, back then it was seemed thicker to me than it did now, and it probably was, but my hair is still thick, is because I was not really using the products and the heat styling how it should be used. I was so scared of shrinkage that I used to literally dry comb my hair with a brush. Like, if I wasn't combing it dry, I was not using enough water. I was not using enough product on my hair. And when I would try to run the comb and the brush through it, I would literally like be ripping out my hair, and I would not give a fuck because I would not want to wet my hair because I was so scared of shrinkage, which is kind of messed up. Like, you that scared of shrinkage that you literally are not gonna moisturize your hair so you can run this comb through it. And I knew it was bad, but I was like, I don't like shrinkage, so I just kept dry combing my hair. And I'll put a little bit of water, a little bit of water, a little bit of water. When I really needed to drench my hair or freaking just detangle my hair while I was in the shower, and it just would have made it easier. So I do regret that I did do that to my hair. And you could kind of see, like, in my hair videos, like when I used to talk about my natural hair, you could see that, like, I needed to freaking, like, actually, like, moisturize, put more moisture into my hair, actually, like, detangle it. But I was investing into the products, but I wasn't using them in the right ways. So I feel like that's something that I should have just did back then, and that way I would probably like know a little bit more about my natural hair back then, and I should have experienced like doing like mini twists, something that I do a lot now, and doing like mini braids or cornrows, or just like, doing different stuff that didn't have to be like, cause I all I used to do was puffs, slick back buns, and buns in my hair, which is not good for your hair to do every day. Even if you take it down at night, it's not good to do to your hair every day because number one, your edges, and when you keep putting your hair into a certain style, into a certain spot, that's the way your hair wants to stay. So that's the way your hair wants to stay. So for example, if I keep putting my hair on the top of my head, if I keep putting my hair on the top of my head into a high ass bun every day, I never take it out. All I do is the first day I do that bun, I gel it up, I slick it up real nice, I slick it up tight as hell. I'm talking about it's tight, you got a headache. I just loosen it up just a little bit so I could withstand not having a headache. But I leave that thing in my hair for a whole week. I'm talking about I don't move it, I don't nothing to refresh it. I just spray water on it, I spray gel on it, and that's about it. Spray some hairspray. Guess what? My hair is gonna want to stay that way. And then I can basically create bald spots in my hair because I keep putting my hair the same spot, the same way. I keep pulling my edges that way. I keep pulling my hair to be like that. I keep pulling my hair to be like that. So all protective styles are protective to a point. So when somebody tell you a protective style, yes, it may very well be protective, but it has a certain level of protection in that protective style. So you can't keep doing the same thing. And with keeping styles in your hair for a long time, some people hair can withstand it, some people hair cannot. And sometimes with these protective styles, you might need to wash your hair in between. So with box braids, you can wash your hair with box braids. Is your hair gonna be squeaky deaky clean? No. Will you get some of that buildup and that pretty much your hair is gonna be stink. I don't know what to tell you. I know me, and this is me keeping it real. I sweat a lot. So when I have box braids and stuff in my hair, I try to wash my hair when I can. If I can, I could just take the style out if I need to. But I try to resort to letting the style last as long as it can. I know my hair be stink. A lot of people, y'all be lying to yourself and y'all be leaving the style in your hair and y'all know your hair stink as hell. But sometimes you need to take it out. Sometimes it's just stink and it's time to let the style go. And sometimes that's what you got to do. But I hope you guys enjoy this dye process that I'm going through. My eyes are red as hell in this video. I know y'all probably thought, like, what the hell was she doing? Was she getting high? Was she crying? No. My eyes are red as hell because every time I wash my hair, I always end up getting shit in my eyes. Or I always keep rubbing my eyes. And then plus I'm washing my hair. Duh. I'm dyeing my hair and the fumes from the dye is like crazy. That's another thing I hate about dyeing my hair because it's like strong. The chemicals are strong. And that's why you don't want to keep putting dyes in your hair for no reason because you chemically processing your hair. My eyes are red as hell in this video. As red as my hair is, that's how red my eyes is. It's actually quite crazy. It's actually quite scary. But I was looking at that as I was editing this video and as I was uploading the footage to my laptop. I'm like, girl, you look high as hell and you do not smoke weed. Like, That's the reddest I ever seen my eyes. It's just funny to me. I know you guys are gonna be listening to this like, what the hell is she talking about? But I'm being so honest. Like the whole time I'm watching this footage, I'm not even focusing on my hair. I'm looking at how red my eyes is. Like how the hell are my eyes as red as my hair is? That don't make no sense. But the products that I used in this video, I really did like these products, especially this Aussie gel. Now, the reason why it's always a con. It's always a con. There's never a product that I'm gonna full out be like, yes, you are perfect. Ain't nothing perfect in life. But the con to this Aussie gel, come on now, a squeeze. I don't want to squeeze no product out. My hands getting slippery from squeezing the product out. If you got curly hair, you really think you want to be squeezing product out? Your hands getting dirty and you squeezing and your hands getting slippery. It's just, can we get a freaking pump for this product? Number one, packaging. The packaging is cute. I like the ingredients of it. I think it has like it's Australian something. What is it? Australian? I don't know what's in this Aussie gel. I gotta go look it up. But I like the ingredients in this Aussie gel. I like Aussie as a brand as a whole for natural hair, but I've been switching up my products recently. Can we get a squeeze pump? They probably do have a squeeze pump for it, or for a different gel or something. But can we get a squeeze pump for this one I'm using if we don't have it? Also, it's not enough product. It's not. It's not enough product. Maybe I got a lot of hair, so okay. I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna put that disclaimer in. I got a lot of hair, but no, it's not enough product for what you're giving me. I feel like it's not enough product for the price. Can we get some more product? Can we change how we pushing this product out? Can we get a pump? Or can we get a dip? Like a wet line extreme now. Can I dip my hands in this product and put it in my hair? I feel like that would have been better execution of this gel. Now, because I had to use so much for my hair, the crunch was crunching. But once you get past that crunch, it's supposed to have a 48-hour hold. So I guess the crunch was supposed to be crunching, but it was crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. But I was using a lot because I like for my hair to be saturated, and that's another thing. So honestly, it probably was enough product for the average person who do their wash and goes, like, you know, who do they wash and goes. But I'm heavy handed with my products, so I need some more. I need some more bang for my buck. You gotta come with it with that. But I like that product. I will use it again. I want to say that's one of the gels that I was like very astounded that it work on my hair. Wet line extreme. Now everybody was raving about this gel. I don't know. It's a nice gel. Like when I first started being natural, like I was like a little bit still into the transitioning stage. It was good. Then when I got fully blown out natural, I don't know if it was the products I washed my hair with. I don't know if it was the leave-in or the conditioner that I paired with it. But something about the wet line was not. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to. And this is a wet line that I purchased from CVS, wet line that I purchased from the beauty supply store, wet line that I purchased from Amazon. It just stopped giving what I wanted it to give. But I like wetline, but it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give at a certain time. So I stopped using it. But that was like my go-to product for my wash and goes. Now this Aussie gel, I need to get back into it. The reason why I don't want to purchase it is because it's just not enough product. And I'm just tired of purchasing stuff that's just not enough for my hair. Like it will work good, but it's not enough, and I don't want to buy a double limit. So it's kind of like I gotta like do process of elimination and pick one over the other. What do I want? I want quality and functionality, or do I want less product and have to purchase more or mix it with something else? Like that's what I rack my brain with when I'm purchasing these stuff from Amazon. And I like purchasing hair products from Amazon because I get to try new things, read reviews, and if I use this hair company or brand before, I can be like, okay, this gonna work for me. Or if it has certain ingredients that my hair likes or that I like, I could be like, okay, this might work for me. You know what I'm saying? And then purchasing it from the store is pretty good as well, because you can honestly see the product in your face, see how much is in the product, feel how much is in the product. I'm not gonna knock the in-store experience of buying products inside of the store, because obviously, you can see the product in your face. But, you know, there's pros and cons to both ends of the spectrum, you know. But this color came out very, very, very nice. Like I told you guys, this video is from months ago. But I'm putting out content because who don't love a good hair dye video? I mean, it's never gonna go out of style. Everybody wanna know how to dye their hair at home. Everybody trying to save some coin, especially with everybody learning how to do their own hair. So why not? Like, I'm keen on, like, if you want to put out that content, put out that content, but make that content look as good as it's gonna look. Put it out full out. Make that content go to above and beyond. Even when you don't feel like editing, you better edit your behind off, because if it's some old content, you gotta make it look good. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's even more reason to make it look fire. You get what I'm saying? It's even more reason to put it out so you can put more flavor on it. So that is the end of my voiceover. And I believe I start talking in this clip, so I'm gonna let you guys hear that, or we will have some music. The world, y'all will know when y'all see it. Y'all will know when I see it, cause I've been talking for about 51 minutes, and if you guys let me, I will talk the whole time. But that's not what I want to do. I want you guys to actually hear what was going on in the video, or put some music over it. So thank you for continuing to support my channel and watching this video. If you still here, definitely leave in the comment section. Definitely comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Thank you for continuing to support my channel, and that's all I have for you guys. Beautiful color. It looks good on brown skin and dark skin, because it's just like brown and brown, you know what I'm saying? And then it has like that blondish undertone, so it looks good, but it's just too safe for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like color. Yes, honey blonde is different from my natural hair color. My hair is a dark brown, but for me to put a honey blonde in my hair, it's like I have honey blonde, not honey blonde wigs, but like brownish honey blonde wigs. Probably insert pictures of them on the screen. You know, they're cute, they're blonde, but they don't hit like bright colors. Y'all better tell me bless you in the comment section. It's not like I'm gonna hear y'all. I low-key even forgot to put in a mousse in my hair. I forgot to put this mousse in my hair, guys. I'm like, what am I missing? The mousse. But yeah, that's my whole spiel on like honey blonde. And nothing wrong with the color. It's a beautiful color. It looks good. But do I want honey blonde hair? I've thought about it, you know. Probably after I finish playing in colors, that'll be something that I do, because honey blonde is so versatile. Like, when you have honey blonde hair, it's easy for you to put colors on top of it. So if I do my hair honey blonde, I'll, like, you know, it's gonna grow out. I'll do honey blonde. I do my hair honey blonde from the root. Pretty much, I'll do my hair honey blonde from the root. I'm not gonna do no highlights, but I will let that honey blonde stay in my hair for as long as I can, then put a color on top of it. So with that honey blonde being there, it's gonna be easy for you to color your hair, because your hair is already like light, and then all you gotta do is pretty much like, the roots is gonna be like the hardest thing to do since you let your hair grow out. But if you do honey blonde in your hair and you decide the next day, hey, I want to color my hair, it's gonna be easy, because your hair didn't really grow that much overnight. So it's gonna be easy to just, for you to plop a color right on top of that honey blonde. So I like that honey blonde gives you like that room to experiment, and then it's not a high maintenance color. Yes, your hair is gonna be grown in on top, like with everything, your hair is gonna grow out, but with your hair being dark, it's gonna just look like highlights. Like, honey blonde highlights are like always gonna be like very iconic. But when you have like crazy colors, like you got your hair pink, when that shit glows in, oh my god. Especially if your hair is like naturally light and you dye your hair pink, it's gonna be easy for you to dye it. But when your hair is growing in, you're gonna have light blonde hair or whatever color your hair is, because some people have naturally ginger hair and they want to dye their hair to be orange. So since your natural hair color is ginger, you would have to bleach your hair, pretty much bleach your hair, and then for you to achieve that honey blonde. Or if you're doing like a pink, since your natural hair is ginger, you have to bleach your hair to be blonde, then add the pink on top. And that just seems like a lot to deal with having ginger hair. I don't think I would ever make that decision if my hair was like a color like ginger. I would try to look for something that's close to ginger, because that's just a lot to deal with. It's a lot going on. It's gonna be a lot of maintenance, pretty much. Like, you're gonna go through a lot of maintenance having a drastic hair color like that, and then you putting pink on top of it. Because when that shit grows out, you're gonna be looking at your hair like, what the hell is this? It depends on the tone of ginger your hair naturally is too. So I can't really say that for all hair is gonna be the same, but it depends on the tone of ginger your hair is. Because it might look fire. And it does depend on your skin tone too, how it's gonna clash with it. But it might be fire, you never know. But that's a risk. I'm glad I have a simple hair color. I always been like, oh, I wish my hair was like a lighter brown or a ginger naturally. But when I thought about it, I was like, that my hair is a natural color, it makes it easy. If my hair was like a wild color, if I was more like blonde hair, that's vibes too, you know. But when I want to do my colors, my hair start growing out, ooh, it's gonna be crazy. So much maintenance. So much maintenance. So I'm kind of glad I got the hair color I got. That pretty much sums up what I wanted to say. I'm glad I got the hair color that I got. Because maybe the maintenance with having colored hair is already hard as it is. Especially if you're trying to keep your hair the same color or in the same shade families. Yeah, it's hard. And this is coming from somebody that only had their hair colored for 7 months, not even a year yet. The maintenance it's up there. But it's not horrible. It's manageable. I waited a while to dye my hair just because fear of my hair, you know, being damaged. And I don't play about my hair. I have attachments with my hair, guys. I tell you this all the time. I have attachments with my hair. So I would never subject my hair to damage. I know you can pretty much dye your hair after a couple weeks to a month. But myself, like if your hair is already damaged from initial coloring and you go in and you go do it and you don't give your hair enough time, it's gonna be like bad. But I'm about to finish this up and vibe out to some music. I will be back to you guys when I am finished. By then the hair should be drying up pretty good. So I will see you guys in a couple minutes. So guys, I am done with applying the products. Now we just let the hair dry and keep our fingers crossed that the hair comes out how it's supposed to come out. But it's giving curls for the girls right now, but the shrinkage is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have shrinkage because, you know, it's you gotta have shrinkage, man. You gotta have shrinkage. So I can't do nothing about that, but I want to see how my hair finna hold up over the days and what type of shrinkage I'm finna get, and if I'm finna have flaking, because they did say this product got flaking too. So that's why I wanted to add the mousse and the cream to 𝘃𝕚 𝕚 𝕚 and then combat that. I didn't know if these products were gonna mix, but thankfully they mix. I don't have any cast on my hair, so that's good. And you can kind of see the colors a little bit better, and I like the way my hair came out despite the ginger not being as bright. I think it's brighter in the sun. Like off bats you see the red in front of my hair off bats, but in the sun it's probably brighter. So when it dries, hopefully we got something good going on. I did do a little bit finger coiling and shingling because I have different curl patterns in my hair, so I wanted to make sure I can let each curl pattern, you know, mesh well together. I mostly shingled and coiled the front and the sides. The back I kind of let it do its own thing, but we are letting this dry. I'm not gonna touch my hair because what washing goes, you need to let your hair dry, and we're gonna see if I have to do any diffusing, and we're gonna see what I have to do. So I'm gonna let this thing dry, and I'm not finna touch it, I'm not finna bother it. I'm just gonna let my hair do what it wanna do, and I'm going for like a middle part, or we're gonna keep it in my face. I like the in my face look. It gives that I got bangs. I kind of look like I got bangs because my hair, the front of my hair always been shorter in the front, but always been thicker too. So we're gonna see what my hair looks like when it dries. But I'm blessed for the outcome that I did get, especially me dyeing my own hair. It came out pretty good. So the curls are still popping, and we will be back to see what my hair looks like. The time is currently 6:34. I would say what washing goes, it probably takes your hair about 2 hours, 3 hours to dry, maybe. I can look up how long it takes just so I can get an idea, but obviously it varies depending on the density of your hair, how much products you use. It got different factors. How long does it take for wash and go to dry? I want to see what Google talking about. I want to see what Google says. How do you dry your hair? How do you dry your wash and go faster? That's not what I'm looking for. You can air dry it, sit under hooded dryer, or use a diffuser. But I want to know how long it takes. It ain't giving me nothing. So I guess that shit dries when it dries. I probably don't have no time on there because they know that shit goes by hair type, all this extra stuff. So we're gonna just let the hair dry. Right now my hair is pretty wet. I'm not gonna even cap to you. Like when I had it in the towel, it was like damp, but now it's wet because I have products in it and I have the water, so it's wetter than it was when it was just water in it. But let me give you guys a better view of the hair before I come up off of here. I love the color, I love the variation. It goes well with my skin tone, and that's all I can really ask for. I just want to see how this wash and go is gonna hold up over the days, and when it's completely dry, like what's the crunch level finna be like. I'm definitely finna bust out my pick for a little bit of volume, but not too crazy. Then I'm gonna have my almond oil to kind of separate the curls a little bit slightly. But I will be back. I'm just finna be doing my thing, just chilling like it's a regular day. But I'm finna let this thing dry so I can get the real results I'm looking for. You know I'm finna flaunt on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me at HiColor.Sophia, because you know I'm gonna be on Instagram showing the new hair color. Like, not bad on the staining on my hands. My hands does have some staining, but it's not bad. It's like you see like a slight pink hue on my hands. But I thought that thing was about to be Stain City. But this thing's not bad, and it doesn't bleed too much too when you're washing out your hair. So I like that it doesn't bleed a lot, because there's products that bleed a lot. But y'all, let me get off of here because I need to let my hair dry. I'll see you guys in a little bit. So this is what my hair looked like when it dried. Obviously I banded my hair for the night. In the back it was kind of not dry, so that's why it probably looks a little bit frizzy back there, but overall my hair looks pretty good. I did my edges. I don't know for what, because I'm honestly about to go work out. But I did my edges with some edge control. It's not the best.